Dr. Amit.
Yeah.
Where is Kaliningrad located?
Kaliningrad is located in Russia's westernmost European part, and it's a defense city. It's a very beautiful city and it's famous for amber.
How can one reach Kaliningrad from India?
So the first destination from India is Moscow, and Moscow is around 5.5 to 6 hours from India. And we take a flight from Moscow to Kaliningrad, so it's around 1,200 kilometers, so we can reach there by say 1 hour's flight. Yeah.
What are the advantages of studying MBBS at Immanuel Kant Baltic Federal University?
So Immanuel Kant Baltic Federal University is a federal university of the Russian Federation. It's located in Kaliningrad and it is WHO listed universities, and it satisfies the NMC norms. The medium of instruction is in English. The students are taught by English proficient teachers. Because of a good infrastructure, the students get hands-on experience for practical training as well in the government hospitals that are attached with the university campus. Students are taught on cadavers. They are taught with modern technology like 3D techniques, simulation clinics. They have their own diagnostic centers. So it becomes easy for them in later stages of their life when they are assisting doctors, when they are doing ward duties, when they are seeing deliveries, they are handling emergencies. So it becomes easy for them. One more very important thing that the Immanuel Kant Baltic Federal University has, they have around 13 dormitories, and they have separate hostels for boys and separate hostels for girls, which is very rarely seen in most of the Russian universities. Curriculum which is academic based, as well as they focus on extracurriculars, like we have Indian extravaganza where students display their cultural side, which is very important, I feel. Then they have sports every month, so the students have a chance to play cricket, football, swimming, chess, badminton. So these activities are there. So the students are like not only academically driven but also culturally and sports wise. Plus it's a globally ranked university. If you see the QS ranking, it's listed in QS World Rankings. Then it is listed by Times Higher Education. It's listed by RIEX, and it also is included in the Forbes ranking of world universities. Then they have a very interesting student exchange program. So all the students who come in merit or have completed their semester exams with meritorious grades, the university recommends them to clinics of Europe, say for example Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Germany, France, Spain. So students have a chance to upgrade and enhance their knowledge in clinics of Europe also. The chances of post-graduation also increases because you have qualified from world-class universities, so opportunities for post-graduation also increases. And as I said, it is in a defense city. Kaliningrad is a defense city of Russia. So it is very important that students, wherever we are recruiting them, they are in a safe premises. So yes, they are in a very secure premises. Very important and very interesting thing is, not all the applicants who apply to the university are accepted. So they have a very interesting way to screen down the Indian students. They conduct an aptitude test which the student has to undergo. So of course, to study in a top class university, the infrastructure is available. Well, good teachers are available, and hands-on practical experience is there. So that's why it makes learning more student friendly for Indian students at the university campus.
You mentioned the hostels. How are the hostels?
There are 13 dormitories in the university, and there are separate boys hostel and separate girls hostel. So the girls hostel is in the university campus, just 2 minutes walk from the main university building. There's free Wi-Fi on campus. The whole campus is under CCTV surveillance, and there are security guards. So every room has good furniture, beds, tables, cupboards. They have attached kitchens, attached toilet bathrooms. Every floor is equipped with laundry. So that the students don't have to wash their own clothes. So that's available. So it is very rare in Russian universities to get this facility, but for our students it's free. Then there's a swimming pool in campus, there's a gymnasium available, and then there is a in and out tracking system for the students, because as I said, it's a defense city. And then there's a departmental store, and then there is a medical facility that is 24/7 within the campus. So in and all, it's very comfortable and it's very student friendly, as I said. Moreover, there are study rooms within the hostel as well. So because we are staying in a hostel, so there has to be a facility where student needs to also study. So of course there's a student facility where students have reading rooms where they can study also.
Is ragging conducted by senior students?
No. All our students are very friendly, all our senior students, and they welcome our new entrants with enthusiasm. So no ragging is conducted in the campus. Yeah.
What happens if a student falls sick?
Yeah, so we have a medical facility in the campus. So if a student is sick, then he is insured. So the medical insurance is there for 1 year, and every year it can be renewed. So the student has the opportunity to invite doctor to his hostel, or in rare cases the student can also visit doctor at a clinic. So the students and parents need not worry because they are insured.
How is training conducted at Immanuel Kant Baltic Federal University?
Yeah, so the training is conducted for Indian students in English, and they have two systems of training. So when a teacher teaches a group of 15 students, it's called as a practical lesson. And when a professor or a lecturer teaches a group of 75 to 100 students, it's called as a lecture. So there is a lecture module and there is a practical training as well. Yeah.
Are there Indian books available at the library?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting and important question, because the Indian students are really accustomed to follow Indian literature. So what we have done is all the students can avail the facility of taking Indian books from the library. So the interesting books like what Indian students refer are like, for anatomy they refer B.D. Chaurasia, for histology they refer Indrabir Singh, for physiology they have Guyton, for microbiology they have Panikkar, for pathology they have Harsh Mohan, for medicine they refer to Davidson, for surgery they have Love and Bailey and Das. Like for example, for pediatrics they have Ghai, for obs-gynaec they have Datta. So all these books which Indian students refer in Indian medical colleges, all books are available for them in the library, and they can even take them home. It's not like compulsorily you have to study in the library. They can avail these books in their homes also. They can refer them, and once they are done with their examinations, they can return it back to the library.
How are the students prepared for the FMGE and NEXT examinations? So
foreign medical graduate examination and NEXT examinations are examinations that are conducted after the student graduates from Russia. So what we have done is we have taken experienced faculty who trains Indian students right from the first year until the 6th year. Because what happens, if the foundation is good, then the students get more interest in those subjects, and only then they can come to a diagnose and then they can treat the patients. If the basics are not clear, how will be able to do it further? So that is the thought process. What we have done is from the first year, like right from anatomy, histology, physiology and biochemistry, we give them a lot of material, a lot of books, then we train them for MCQs. We focus more on conceptual learning, because this is where the students lack, because not every time teachers will explain. So we have had a faculty who explains and clears those concepts, And of course, the faculty conducts everyday tests, weekly tests and monthly tests, and all its reports and attendance are shared with the parents. So they are also updated how the child is progressing. Yeah.
What are the exchange programs available for students?
Of course, there are student exchange programs for Indian students available at Immanuel Kant Baltic Federal University. So these programs are within the European region, and they mostly happen during the vacation period. So for example, if the student has got excellent grade in all the semester examinations and the attendance is about 95%, then he or she is recommended by the university at a particular institute or a particular hospital or clinic in Europe to upgrade and enhance his or her knowledge, and it's free of cost. So its information can be availed at our office, and basically we explain how this program runs.
Are there any merit scholarships available?
Yes, there are no government scholarships available, but there are merit scholarships for the students of AK Educational Consultants. It begins from the second year until the 5th year. So if the student scores excellent grade in all the semester examinations, and if the attendance is 95% and above, so this is kind of a merit scholarship that is available for the students of AK Educational Consultants. Yeah.
What are the extracurricular activities for students?
Yeah, now so extracurriculum is very, very important, as I said, because it's a chance for the students to interact with the locals and with the teachers outside their classroom. It's a chance where they can express themselves, and because they are doing it together, they have a spirit of togetherness and also a responsibility, because they are going to showcase our culture in Russia. So we conduct Indian extravaganza where students from our state and different states of India showcase their talents. We have dances, we have singing, we have fashion shows. So all these extracurriculum makes the learning even more interesting.
How to be careful about agencies claiming to provide admissions to the Immanuel Kant Baltic Federal University?
Yeah, so the first and very important thing that the students and parents have to understand is the person who is informing or talking about admission authorized by the university, because there are many information givers in India, but are they authorized by the university? That needs to be checked. So the first and very important thing that the student and parents should undertake is the authorization letter of that consultant or of that person. Then the second most important thing is, does the person speak Russian? Because he has to communicate with the administration, he has to talk with the government. So does he speak or communicate in Russian? Is he a doctor? Because the Russian Federation generally selects only those people who have completed medical education and are aware of the norms, laws in Russia. So they don't select random people because those who are not aware of the framework or the network of a university. So once these things are verified, then how many students has he already enrolled? How many students have passed out from Russia? Are they working or are they not working? These things have to be checked. General feedback from the already studying students, those who have passed, can also be helpful. A parental feedback also, how was the journey carried out, how was the support staff, that also needs to be taken into consideration. But what happens generally in India, everything is available or on the digital platforms. So what happens, everything starts with the budget, and this is where it goes wrong, because not all the information givers are authorized by the university.
You mentioned quite some red tape when it comes to admissions. Can you
Yes.
take us through the admission process?
Yeah, so the admission process, again, it's easy in a way, but it's lengthy. Because what happens is our selection process takes time, because we have to understand the personality traits of a student. We have to understand his skills, his capabilities, his communication skills, his competitiveness, so his aptitude, and then the mindset of the parents as well, because he's not going to study in India, he's going to go abroad, and there are a lot of things that don't happen in India, which he has to face all by himself. Though we are there as mentors or as parents, everything has to be done individually. So that counseling is very important, I feel. And once the counseling happens and once they zero down a university which they feel is pocket friendly and also student friendly, so then we start with the documentation formalities, 10th, 11th, 12th, plus the student has to be NEET qualified also. So these documents are sent to the university for verification. If the verification is positive, then the university sends the admission letter. So after the admission letter comes the visa portion. So it takes around 30 to 45 days for the visa invitation letters. So a lot of medical checkups and health reports need to be submitted. And after the visa, we have a pre-departure ceremony. It's basically an enterprise that we have designed for students who are first-time travelers. And after that, the students departs to Russia. So it's like from the counseling until departure, it might take around 45 to 60 odd days for the students to depart to Russia.
When does the university begin?
University begins on 1st September.
Okay, so 2 months before that, students will have to have,
That's right, that's right.
started with the admission process.
Yes.
Okay, and who travels with the students to Kaliningrad?
Yeah, so the students don't go alone anywhere, so I travel with them because, as I said, like, I'm their parent, I'm their father, I'm their mother there. So I go with them. So because the early adaptation, language is one of the barriers, then they don't know anybody apart from me. Then there's cold. And then there is emotional support which the students require during the initial stages. So I stay with them for 6 months.
Do you also conduct teacher training at the Immanuel Kant Baltic Federal University?
Yeah, that's right. So this is very important, I feel, because teaching and learning are two very important things that run parallel to one another. And what happens sometimes, there are highly motivated students and we need to upgrade their knowledge, and then there are slow learners. So we need to make sure that they also cope up with their academics. So I always interact with all the departments of the university, all the be it a language teacher, be it a surgery department, medicine department, pediatrics. The whole thing is we need to find out techniques so that the message or the subject becomes interesting for the students. So we provide the teachers with a lot of materials, a lot of Indian literature. So because what I have seen, if the teacher is upgraded, so what happens, it naturally reflects in the students rather than that teacher who is not upgraded but is full of knowledge. So we like to be in touch with all the teachers from all the departments.
Do you also conduct parent meeting upon your return to India?
Yes, so I think this is one of those many important things that we have disciplined ourselves, to keep the parents aware about the whereabouts of students, because I'm sure the students are in touch with them daily, but as officials and as authorities, we need to inform them about their credit scores, about their examinations, about their mark sheets, about their attendance, and how they attend these classes, how is the general discipline, how are the rooms. So an academic calendar in advance is given to them at the parents meeting, and every year I make sure that we conduct this parents meeting.
You mentioned merit scholarship, but can parents avail loans from the first year on?
Yes, of course. Because these are government universities, Indian banks, nationalized banks or private banks or cooperative banks can also help students to get loans. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Amit, for this insightful interview.
Thank you for having me.